Latin is a language that's over 2,000 years old. Some consider it a dead language, but it's not. It just changed. Latin is where the Romans' languages come from. They are French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian. They are just modern forms of Latin.
We will be presenting the evolution of the French language. First, we'll have the classical French, followed by the modern French, and finally the slang French. In the end, we'll give you simple examples comparing the modern French to the slang French. Between 254 and 184 BC, Classical Latin's phonological structure changed to Vulgar Latin. That became the common language of the Western Roman Empire. Other non-Latin languages, mostly Gaulish and Germanic, had an influence on the formation of the French language during that period. In the 5th century, the pronunciation, vocabulary, and syntax of the Vulgar Latin spoken in Roman Gaul was modified by the Franks who settled in Gaul. The name Français itself is derived from the Franks, and the Old Frankish language is the base of the birth of the Old French language. The earliest documents found to be written in French were from the 800s, and the following sentence in English, "For the love of God and for the Christian people and our common salvation," was pronounced as such in Old French. Pro Dio amor e pro Christian pueblo e nuestro common salvament. In the Middle Ages, the Old French dialects diverged into a number of distinct langues duales, among which was the Middle French, the dialect of the Île-de-France region at the time.
Following a period of unification, regulation, and purification, the French of the 17th to the 18th centuries is sometimes referred to as Classical French, Français classique, although many linguists simply refer to French language from the 17th century to today as Modern French, Français moderne. While the vocabulary and style of Modern French have been influenced by movements such as Romanticism and Realism, for example, structurally, French has changed comparatively little since the Middle French period. Standardization of the French language has been aided in modern times by more widespread education and by the mass media.
The invention of slang is a way in which languages are constantly changing and are renewed. The slang that young people use today, for instance, is completely different from the slang of the past. The invention of slang is a full circle. It starts out as a real word. People use it and transform it into a slang word, which is then used so much that people forget its origin. And finally, the slang word is considered a real part of the language. Therefore, people keep inventing words, forgetting its origins, so it becomes a never-ending cycle.
Now let us show you some examples between the Modern French and the slang French. The English translation is in red.
Cette femme a raté ses examens.
Cette meuf a foiré ses examens.
This lady did really bad on her exam.
Cet homme est très beau.
Ce mec est un BG.
This man is very hot.
J'ai besoin d'aller aux toilettes.
J'ai besoin d'aller aux chiottes.
I need to go to the bathroom.
Mais c'est quoi ce désordre?
Mais c'est quoi ce bordel?
What's that mess?
Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, que ça me fait quelque chose.